men expose themselves within competition. What kind of competitor are you? We're hanging 10, dude. What's up, everyone? It's America Plus. I'm your host, Cole McCormick. It's another week, another episode. What's going on, everybody? It's Sunday, 5:38 in the p.m. Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. What's going on? Happy Cinco de Mayo, folks. Welcome to another beautiful week of America Plus. I'm your host, Cole McCormick. We got a bunch of narratives to talk about today, dude. America Plus is the single spot to get healthier narratives for yourself, for the world, and for America. I'm always trying to, I'm going everywhere with the narratives. This week, what we're focusing on, I want to share another experience. Last week, I shared the experience of camping with the cows, and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. I got some boostograms to talk about that later on today. But what I want to talk about today, we're talking about an experience I had on Thursday. I met up with some people that I met at Camping with the Cows. This guy's name is Case. We're sort of becoming just like more acquainted, I guess. We're not really friends yet, technically. But this guy Case, he has a few more followers on Twitter. He talks about health stuff. He's one of these like holistic health guys. And when it comes to fitness, I think one of the reasons why I started following him was because Case's whole idea about fitness is just moving your body with what is available around you. That's like his workout. I guess he doesn't go to the gym. He doesn't have a gym membership. And he just posts a lot of stuff in that sort of a realm. And this past week, I was able to go to one of his meetups. He has these like, he calls them movement meetups. And pretty much it's just a bunch of guys. This time it was like 6 of us. And we were at the beach. We met up at Santa Monica Beach. And we just did like a bunch of different movement exercises. And everybody brought their own little like tools. I brought my steel mace. And it was a lot of fun, man. So that's what we're getting deep into this today, dude. Like, I'm going to talk about this experience. What were the repercussions of this? I think I got sick after being in the sun for like 4 hours with no sunblock. So let's just jump into it. First of all, we were at Santa Monica Beach. We met up at Muscle Beach. If you didn't know this, this is a new thing I learned about Los Angeles. If you do any research about California beach life, you might hear about this thing called Muscle Beach, okay? And as long as I've been alive, as long as I've known this, Muscle Beach has always been at Venice, okay? The Gold's Gym that Arnold Schwarzenegger would work out when he was in his prime, that was Gold's Gym at Muscle Beach in Venice, California, okay? So Case tells me, hey, we're going at Muscle Beach in Santa Monica. I was like, what? What do you mean? Isn't that in Venice? And I Google it, and Muscle Beach pops up in Venice. But then he sends me another message, and this thing says, original Muscle Beach in Santa Monica. And just like, it was just like a weird, like, huh? Like, what's going on here? Like, original. So there's 2 Muscle Beaches in California that are quite literally 5 miles apart from each other. Maybe even less than 5 miles apart. Venice and Santa Monica are like right next to each other. And so that was like a weird thing. I just learned that, just a random LA fact. There's 2 Muscle Beaches. The one in Venice is the OG one, but then there's an original Muscle Beach in Santa Monica, which is brand new. Nothing about it seems vintage. Nothing about it seems classic. It's literally brand new equipment everywhere. But it was really cool. So I went to original Muscle Beach. Found a parking spot, $15 for the day, pretty good price for LA. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I brought my steel mace. If you don't know what a steel mace is, I got into this workout equipment during COVID. And it's a long shaft with a ball, with like all of the weight within a ball at the very end of it. And you can swing it around. You do a bunch of different like awkward movements with it. You might be able to hear a slight difference in my voice. I might sound a little nasally. I might sound a little scratchy. I've been getting over an illness since this day, since Thursday, and it really I wasn't expecting it at all. I didn't wear any sunblock because stupid me. I don't like to put chemicals on my skin, so I'd rather just burn than have any chemicals on me, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. But regardless, I'm there and I'm showing off my mace. I got my big old 20-pound mace, and I was like nervous, dude. So like a part of this narrative is like meeting up with new people. And that's really the experience I had. I met up with 5 other strangers to be active with and sort of go through some sort of exercise routine with these people. And I had never done that before. And it sort of connects to when I was a child. When I was in the 7th grade, I was super conscious about my body weight. I was overweight. I was like 195. I was 195 pounds in the 7th grade. I've always been like taller, but 195, that's big boy. That's big boy middle school. And I was encouraged to play football, and I wasn't even interested in the sport. The only reason I wanted to play football was because my friends were doing it, and I wanted to work out. And so ever since I was a kid, that's always been my motive. I just want to be with my friends and work out. And that's always like led my life. And since I've been out in LA, there's been very few opportunity to have a group of friends to work out with. Some people might work out. Some people might do like their own thing. Like I have friends who play soccer. I have friends who do their own thing, of course, but never something that would like bring a group together. And so this was like a rare opportunity where I can actually like be with people and have some sort of community. And that was nerve-wracking, dude. Nerve-wracking because first of all, I only met Case at Raw Farms like was 5 days earlier. And I actually recognized another guy. This guy has like some other like holistic health product or skincare product brand, and him and his brother do it. I recognized him from Raw Farms, but barely spoke to him. And it was just like imagine like you're on the playground, right? And you go up to a group of people that you've never seen before. You're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Can I play with you guys?" Like that's literally what it was like for me, dude. Literally like, hey guys, my name's Cole. I'm with Case. I'm working out with you guys today. Like that's really what's going on. Like I felt like I was a child again. Not because I was insecure, just because I was nervous, like meeting new people, like I'm shaking hands with people, don't know what the vibe is going to be like. So it was really interesting. And I met these other people. This other guy named Nick was really cool, spoke to him the most. And I was showing them the mace, showing them just like movements with it. People were into it. And I was happy that was like the main conversation starter. Because, if I didn't have that, I don't know what else I would fucking do. I'd probably just talk about the mace without even having it. So thank God I brought it. People were like, "Oh, dude, this is weird, dude." Like none of them had ever like done anything like that. So that was like my uniqueness that I brought. And it was just a matter of, we were there for like 3 or 4 hours. And imagine testosterone wanting to impress another testosterone. Like testosterone just kept being raised at this event. And that was like the funniest thing about it because we would do these like little competitions. Like all of a sudden Case was like, "All right, so you guys want to do sprints?" And everyone was like there was like a pause, and then we all go, "Yeah, sure, yeah, hell yeah, let's do sprints, hell yeah. Okay, you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!" And we're sprinting. All of a sudden, like within 5 seconds, we're sprinting each other. And then we're just immediately knowing who's slow, who's fast. Of course, I'm the slowest because I don't sprint. And then the next thing was like, "Oh, okay, you guys want to do bear crawls through the sand?" And we're all like, "Oh, okay, bear crawls, let's do it. Yeah, hell yeah." And then we're like bear crawling to the end of the cement in the sand. And we just look like there's literally 6 grown-ass men doing this thing. We look like we're training for the Marines over here. And there's like people everywhere, you know, like people are on vacation, people are just like with their friends. Everyone's looking at us like, what are these guys doing, dude? Clearly we're getting a good workout. And then the next thing was, okay, you guys want to do frog hops? Yeah, let's do frog hops. Hell yeah. Yeah. And then we're frog hopping. Like it was just one thing after another. And my legs were on fire, dude. I was super sore. And I'd never done anything like this before. I never really worked out in the sand like this before. And being there at the beach with these guys, I realized how privileged I am to live 28 miles from the beach. Even though it's a long drive during the week, it was over like an hour drive. It's like a privilege. Like I really see it. It's not a right. It's a privilege to live that close to the ocean. And it made me think like, man, like I'm actually like enjoying this and I need to like do this more. I need to work out in the sun, in the sand, by the water more. And luckily it's almost summer, it's springtime. And so there's an excuse to do it, man. And we were doing like these, so we had the mace. The other thing we were doing was we were like smashing the mace in the sand, doing some sledgehammer shit with it, dude. Like, just like trying to slam the sand as hard as possible, dude. So we're trying to impress each other with that, and we're all talking about what we do for work, and you know, and some of these guys, one guy was like, yeah, you know, I'm still like just like figuring it out, you know, like just like sort of vibing, and just like that whole like cliche that people make fun of people for online, just like get your shit together, you know, like the thing that I see clips of Andrew Tate talking shit of like, if you don't know what you're doing, you gotta get your shit together, dude. And just like being around these guys, like being around these people in Los Angeles who are trying to find their way, people who are in similar age as I am. And, you know, just me bringing my own uniqueness to the whole situation. I was happy to be, like, it made me not feel alone in what I'm going through in my life. And it also helped me know where other people are. And it was just very, like, these guys and me, including, we're giving each other advice about life, and we're giving each other advice about health and health products and skincare. Magnesium's really good for you. And we're talking about breathing. We're talking about whatever, dude. And then we're like competing with each other. This other thing we're doing, this other quote unquote exercise, was Case was like, okay, so I like doing this thing with other guys. We're gonna stand on one leg and then we're gonna try to push each other over. We're like, okay, Case. He goes, okay, on three, you're gonna pick up a leg and then we're gonna push each other over, and whoever stays up the longest wins. Like, okay, and then we do this. And then I'm on one leg. I'm like, I'm trying to pick a guy. I'm trying to push him. And this one guy, I forget his name. He pushes me from the back twice. We did like 2 or 3 rounds. 2 of these rounds, he pushes me from the back twice. I didn't see him coming. Like, what's that about, dude? Like, how are you going to push a guy from behind? Like, that's weird, right? That's weird. Like, I'm like, usually you pick an opponent, like you look at their eyes, and then you go at it. But no, like I'm with this one guy, I'm pushing this one guy, and then I get pushed from the back. Like it just seems a little like people are exposed, you know, like men expose themselves within competition. What kind of competitor are you? Okay? And you know, this guy just wanted to win, clearly. And I was more into the vibe of like, I want to be a part of the group and I want to make sure I'm doing a good job being in the group, you know? And then we played some other game called Spike Ball. Spike Ball's all right. I kept fucking up on that. I kept interfering. I kept like hitting the ball when I shouldn't have. I was trying to listen to the rules, but then the rules weren't even like explained well. I hate that too. Like whenever it's a group of people, someone brings over a game and they explain a version of the rules, and then someone else suggests some other version of the rules, and then you're like, okay, so like what are the rules though? Like that's what was going on too. and then it's more competition between male egos and testosterone. Like the whole thing was like the simultaneous really fun and a little fucked. Like we're sort of just like screwing each other over, and we're trying to move around, you know? And the whole philosophy around it was to just like do what you can around you. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the experience. And I'm not sure if that's really discussed when it comes to health and wellness. You know, whenever you listen to a podcast with, let's focus on Rhonda Patrick, you know, another guy named Peter Attia, another guy named Peter Attia, who I don't listen to that much, but he has good information about fitness. You know, these people have really specific protocols. There's a lot of podcasts that are very specific, very scientific with their exercising protocols and what to do for how long and how many percentage points is it gonna lower your risk of whatever. And you can sort of get lost in the numbers, dude. You can really like you just get lost in this number porn, in this data porn, you know? And what was so nice about this moment on the beach was you just sort of felt free. You really just felt like you could just run around, hop, jump around, push each other over, and having fun, you know, while you're moving your body. And, you know, not even midway through, and my legs were sore, my arms were sore. You know, I could just feel myself like getting a workout. You know, I was sweating really well. I was like, this feels great, dude. The sun was out. And then like during this whole thing, I was like, I think I'm getting sunburned. I think I'm getting a big sunburn right now because I put nothing on, absolutely nothing. And I had my shirt off for 4 hours. So, and I work inside too. And that's the other thing. Another part of this discussion is I think part of the reason why I'm like a little sick is because A, I was outside, like I was in the sun for too long without protection. B, I'm inside way too much for my job. And even when I'm not working, I think I'm inside my apartment for way too long. I can get really just like, the way I describe it in my head, like I get back into COVID. Like I can slip back into a COVID-ness routine where I'm just like inside most of the day, you know? But then I think about what I was doing during lockdowns and stuff when I was unemployed, and I was going to the park for like 1 or 2 hours a day, and I was trying to do a workout there. And I felt really good, and I was doing Wim Hof every day, and I felt really healthy. You know, when I think about my health journey, I think about I was at my healthiest during COVID because I was doing Wim Hof breathing every single day. I was doing cold showers pretty much every single day. I was going to the park and working out with my shirt off pretty close to every day. You know, let's just call it 5 days a week. I was super active. And since starting a job, you know, not even the kitchen job, you know, just when I got the job at the dispensary, just getting a job in general, I'm inside more. You know, I'm not outside. I'm not at the park. I'm not touching grass. I'm not touching the earth with my feet. And you just feel a difference, man. Like, you really feel a difference. You feel a difference in the energy. You feel a difference in the way that you perceive your environment. Both, like, I feel the difference inside my body and outside. And I want to change that. This episode is about sort of just being conscious with where I'm putting my physical body. Because I think I've been a bit mindless with it. Maybe not mindless, but I've been just allowing myself to not go outside. I've sort of just given myself permission to not go outside. And I would like to just like put myself outside more. Even though I do go on like daily walks, you know, but I don't go to the park as much as I should, you know, even on a day off. On a nice day, on a day off, I should go to the park. Sometimes when it's cloudy, if it's like an overcast day, I don't want to go to the park because I want the sun. I'd rather have the sun than no sun. And so like if it's a cloudy day, I'm a little depressed and I'm going to stay inside, and man, like that's just going to get me more depressed, dude. That's going to get me just more white. You know, I'm trying to get tan, you know? And that's what that gives you life, you know, like being in the sun, getting a tan, doing all of that brings more life. And I was exhausted, dude. I had work the next day. So that was on Thursday. I had work the next day. And, dude, my legs. So the aftermath, all of it, my legs just felt like fucking just stiff wood. Like I was sore, dude. I was sore. I couldn't move much of my legs. I could barely move, honestly. And my arms are sore, and I was super, like, wickedly sunburned. Not as bad as I have been. Like, I think this might have been, like, the second worst sunburn that I've ever had. The first worst was, like, I think I was at the beach with Shannon one day. I'm sorry. I was at the beach with Shannon, and, like maybe years ago, and that was my worst sunburn, but I never felt that before. And I've never really gotten sick like this before. Like, I feel like I have a cold, or, like, it's not serious. Like, I didn't feel nauseous. I wasn't vomiting. I wasn't, like, I just felt tired and under the weather. And I've really never had this experience from working out like that before. And a part of me thinks it's like sun exposure and possible sun poisoning for being out too long with no protection. A part of me thinks I just, like, wasn't working out hard enough. And like prior to all this, and now, like, the amount of energy that I put out got my immune system down, or whatever it is, you know. I got a sore throat. My nose was getting stuffy. I was achy. I was tired. You know, it was almost like I had COVID all over again. And that's a sign. Like, that is a sign that my body's not strong enough to withstand 4 hours at the beach. And that's a really big deal. So I've just been going over, like, what am I missing out on? What am I, like, what do I need to do I need to re-implement Wim Hof breathing? Because I haven't been doing that in a long time. Because that was, like, I really believe that's what got me through the pandemic with my stress and with my health. Because when I got sick with COVID during the pandemic, I was like, it was nothing. It wasn't a serious thing for me. And I attribute Wim Hof breathing to that, for keeping my immune system up. And I've just never been sick like this before after a long day outside. You know, like, I grew up in Arizona. I grew up playing football in the hot weather. I've never been sick like this before. And it's also due to my, like, I've been drinking a bit more, drinking alcohol a bit more throughout this year. And I feel like that's also had some sort of effect on my immune system. And, you know, I don't have, like, any big lessons. You know, I'm just sort of lamenting what I'm going through this week, because I think a lot of people might get lost. Like, if there's a person who's out of shape, or just trying to get healthier in general, you're always going to go to YouTube. You're always going to Google, like, the best exercises to lose weight, the best foods to lose fat, whatever. But the real simplicity in it, when it comes to being healthy, is just get outside and move your body and do what you can. And just do anything, do something. Because that's what we were doing. This group of guys, we were just doing something. We just, like, came up with something on the spot. And it was just like, okay, let's do it. We're doing it now. And I had a really fun time with that. At this original Muscle Beach, they also have the Olympic rings. They have a few sets of Olympic rings. I've never used rings before. So I was really interested in that, and I held myself up. I tried, I did like I held myself upside down for a minute, and that was really fun. And I should have tried, like, picking myself up and doing, like, a push-up or, like, a dip with it, but I didn't. I just didn't think about that. But, like, just holding myself up on these rings, like, I was like, this is new. Like, this is different, you know? And I'm like, I'm on the beach doing this. Like, this is cool. And they got another set of rings where it's like a Tarzan swing. Like, you got to swing yourself from one ring to another ring. And I could not do that at all. So this environment sort of showed me how weak I'm in when it comes to my own body weight, because it's just these rings just hanging down, and it's your job to swing yourself to the other one. And I don't have long enough arms, and B, like, I don't have this like momentum to swing myself, and then C, I don't have the strength to hold myself up long enough to get a good swing. Like, I'm just literally weak. And that was like a huge humbling thing for me. Like, I want to go back to the beach, get back in those rings, and learn to swing better. And I want to hold myself up for longer. And I actually want to like just do that. And that'd be a really like fun thing for me. So I got to get to the beach more. I got to get outside more. I took a walk today. I got to get myself a bit healthier, dude. I should probably stop drinking as much as I am. I'm not drinking a lot, I'm just drinking like maybe once a week, maybe. But it's been increasing, which is no good. It's no bueno. A part of the reason for the increase of drinking is because just of the lack of marijuana in my life. I've always used marijuana as a decompressant, as a way to just like decompress after the day. And without it, I've still been craving a thing to like relax myself with. Not every day, but certainly like it's built up to like a weekly thing. And so I'm just like taking note of that, like, was I healthier smoking weed? Was I in a better place smoking weed? How do I need to, like, should I change my smoking habits or my vaping habits with it compared to my drinking habits? Because I know, like, it's so easy to say that drinking is not healthy. It's very easy to say that. And I think I'm experiencing the repercussions of drinking more and not exercising as much as I should, and then forcing myself to be outside for 4 hours in the sun. Because up until this beach experience, I've been doing like maybe like 45 minutes and less, just working out 45 minutes or less, maybe 3 days a week, maybe 2 days a week. Like, I'm really not doing much. And I try to do something every day. I try to do like a little something in the morning before I go into work. But even that, that might be 15. That might be like, this might be a lot for a few people, but I might do like 50 burpees, 40 or 50 burpees in the morning before work. And that's my whole workout, But then I might not do anything the next day. Excuse me, dude. My voice is like, my throat's like dry, and right now, like, I wasn't sure how the podcast was going to go. It's very rare when I have a bad throat and a bad voice, but it's one of those weeks, man. So I want to get better at that. And if you're looking to get better at something like that, I encourage you. I think the narrative that you should approach is, can you get outside, and can you work out outside for like an hour or two? Can you be outside for more than 2 hours, moving your body? Can you do a frog hop? Can you do a bear crawl? Can you do anything outside for a couple hours? Do you have a pool? Can you swim? These things they must be increased, because I feel more aligned with it. I feel, and I always have, this isn't like it's not like a big revelation, but just like another revelation of, I need to be more conscious with my body. Even though I think I'm healthy because I drink raw milk, I think I'm healthy because I eat a lot of protein, I think I'm healthy because of whatever, I'm still getting sick, I'm still having a reaction, I'm still not doing something enough. And so, like, let's be humble enough to recalibrate the patterns. Let's be humble enough to look at your actions from an outside perspective and just be objective with, like, is this healthy for you right now? Is this serving you? Because people really get caught up in their head about, I need this drink, I need this like rest, I need to sit down right now, I need to lay down, but that just creates more sedentary. It creates a more sedentary lifestyle. And I've noticed within my own life, I've been allowing myself to be more sedentary. And this is not good, dude. It's no good. Not good at all. So I encourage you to not be sedentary. I encourage you to get outside and to move around for an hour plus. You know, just have fun in the sun, dude. I know I am. At least I'm trying to, at least. I'm trying to. Is there anything else I wanted to share about that experience, man? I mean, so we were there for 4 hours. After the whole thing was said and done, we went to the water for a little bit. We just like did like a little dip. Some guys were like, I'll just get my feet wet. And I was like, I'm going all the way in. I need this cold water right now. It felt amazing. The beach water felt amazing. The Pacific Ocean is always so freezing cold. It feels so nice, dude. And after that, we sort of just said our goodbyes. Like, I'll see you guys when I see you again. And that was that, you know, just met a few strangers and did some activities. And I chose to just, I was the last one at the beach. And I chose to just sit there for a minute and just to be appreciative of it and to just enjoy myself. I was just happy to be at the beach. That's really what I felt. You know, there wasn't like a big lesson that I learned. It was just, I knew that I was just happy to be at the beach. And I want to be at the beach more. I want to be outside more, at least. So you'll see me there. For sure. For sure. Let's get into the value for value section, shall we, folks? I'm going to go into the boostergrams now. So America Plus is a value for value show. What that means is I bring up the topics up front and whatever I think is valuable, and I do my best to think about it, to talk about it well. And then it's an exchange between you and I. You're able to reciprocate the value that you're receiving through a few different ways: time, talent, treasure. If you're returning to this, thank you for returning. I appreciate you listening to me, sharing this episode or sharing the show, just talking about the show. That is your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for just giving me your eyeballs and ears for a little bit. The next one is talent. If you have anything to share about me in regards of health information, political information, if you have anything to share artistically, if you want to make some art for some show, for the show, if you want to do any music for the show, I've been playing around with changing the music, changing the intro for the show. Reach out to me because that's a talent, and that's value for value. The next one is treasure. Treasure is money. If you want to engage with the show with money, you got two ways of sending that. You can boost me through a modern podcast app like Fountain.fm. Oh, wait, whoops.
Go to value4value.info for more info, then download the Fountain.fm app. It's the best way to support the show.
You can send a boostergram in Fountain, which is, we're using a Bitcoin, a little bits of Satoshis. You can send me whatever money you want, whatever amount you want, and with a message. Or you can send me a PayPal if you want to use normal dollars, normal fiat money. The PayPal, all the money is just going towards me for all the services I use for the podcast. And I'm also just like, I'm doing this long term. And I would love to, like, be a podcaster for life. So if you want to support me and that, dude, as the show grows, I know the show is growing. I know the show, like America Plus, like it's always evolving. So if you want to be a part of the evolution, if you want to have any input on the evolution, send in that value in whatever way you think is appropriate. And I want to be reading the boostergrams right now from the supporters. Before I hit record today, the tool that I usually use to read the boostergrams was down. I have this like podcasters, what do you want to call it? I have this podcasters dashboard on Fountain that they gave me, and that shit was not working. It was like 404 not found. I don't know what's going on with Fountain right now, but I'm on the Albie right now. I'm on the. I'll read in the boostergrams from Albie. This first one comes in from our friend at Frillis. What up, Frillis? No message, but he sends in a beautiful 3,210 Satoshis. That's a lot, Frillis.
Boosting is loving.
Thank you so much, Frillis. 3210. Is that number important to you, Frillis? What does 3210 mean? I'm trying. Was it connected to something I said? I totally forget. But anyway, Fearless, shout out to you. Next one comes in from at the Mere Mortals podcast. We got Kyron down here, folks. Kyron down in Brazil right now, on a world tour. Thank you, Kyron, for listening. He sends in a satchel of Richards, 1,111 Satoshis. He says, so this is, he was talking about last week, camping with the cows. He says, sounds like an awesome experience, Cole. It can be bewildering given free stuff. I somehow got a free juice the other day, and due to poor Portuguese, I have no idea why. Just smiled politely and celebrated a win. Great use of photos in the chapters, in the chapter art as well. Thank you, sir.
Boost.
And now, as the French say, it is time for le boost.
You got a free juice or you got a free beer? What are you saying, Kyron? Free juice or free beer? I like that though, dude. I like that. Yeah, dude, free stuff last week was sick, dude. I can't believe I got 4 pounds of free cheese from the dairy farm. It was awesome. It was so cool. Thank you so much, Kyron. And then the last two are coming in from our friend at Joel W. He sends in his normal satchel of Richards. He's got 2 of them right now, 2 boostergrams. The first one says, I'm still doing my raw egg / raw milk shake. No fear. Hell yeah, dude. I actually did that, dude. I did the raw egg and raw milk myself. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't stick with it. You know, no real reason, but I enjoyed doing that. He says, no fear. Whatever is really going on with this bird flu to cow flu narrative is a factory farm problem, not a cow or chicken, parentheses, amazing cartoon, by the way. Not a cow or chicken problem. Feeding chicken waste to cows might not be the best idea. Yeah, dude.
It's basically, you put Bitcoin with anything, and all of a sudden, that is more efficient.
And then Joel shared a link to a news article talking about how they're feeding chicken waste to cows in the factory farms, in the factory dairy farms. And that's probably a link to the to the bird flu, dude. That's insane, bro. Thank you, Joel, for that information. Thank you, Joel. And then the next one from Joel, last one, he says, it's a satchel of Richards, 1,111. He says, I got a pet cow at a farm I occasionally get my milk from, but camping with them is some next level awesome. P.S. Tent rookies are entertaining AF. Yeah, dude.
Boostar.
Boost.
Yeah, dude. If you saw me putting up the tent, dude, you would have been laughing your ass off. So I'm happy I can be entertaining. I should have recorded it. I should have went live. That's what I should have done, dude. But thank you to everyone who donated. That's value for value, folks. Those people saw value in America Plus last week. You can be a part of that. You can be a part of the America Plus community by downloading a modern podcast apps at podcastapps.com. You can choose from like 16. You just got to get involved with this Bitcoin thing. Send me some sats. Send me some dollars. I also have a few affiliate links if you want to be a part of that as well. If you want to support me as a person, I got an affiliate link for the Beef Initiative. I get like a percentage of those sales from that. So like you can help me out that way as well. If you want to buy some beef and help out your favorite podcaster, go for that. I also got an affiliate for Podhome, which is the hosting service I use for my podcast. If you want to do a podcast, download Podhome, click the affiliate link, and part of your that's just another way that you can support me. Part of your subscription goes to me, which is pretty cool. So trying to hit the affiliates a bit more, dude. And yeah, dude, value for value. It's the future. The future. What's that SpongeBob meme? I need that SpongeBob meme right now, dude. SpongeBob. We're doing it right now. SpongeBob. Future. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I grew up on. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
X, Y, and Z.
Whoa.
Are the other letters of the alphabet involved here?
Sure, all 486 of them.
I love, dude. It's a little throwback. I love SpongeBob, dude. I love SpongeBob. Anyway, that's the future. Value for value is the future. What we're doing now, guys, let's wrap up with a song, shall we? I was listening to the Homegrown Hits podcast. Be a part of the America Plus community by downloading the Fountain.fm app, where you can listen to the entire episode, the song at the very end, and you have the opportunity to support the artist by streaming money.